Tully Blanchard is pretty pissed off at Shawn Spears. Matt Hardy and Hangman have a moment on being the elite, as well as we have very stacked cards for AEW Dark and AEW Dynamite this week. New Japan has filed for an interesting trademark, as well as will we be seeing Pentagon anytime soon in AEW. What's up, everybody? Eric here from That's Wrestling. Thank you for tuning into the Newswire. You can get this as a audio podcast on all your favorite podcast apps. Should be out in at least a couple days over on iTunes, just waiting for approval there. So let's get into the news. If you have not seen, there is a great promo video on Shawn Spears, I believe pretty much everything, Instagram, Twitter. Anyways, Tully basically rips him a new one for his little stunt, if you will, at Double or Nothing, where he basically lays into him for being a comedy wrestler or comedy act, and that Shawn Spears needs to get serious. I'm guessing this is going to play into the story somewhat on Dynamite, but of course they probably won't play it on Dynamite, which is going to be a real shame, but letting you know about it here, so you can at least go watch it if you are so inclined. Also, on Being the Elite, probably the only major thing that will play into some sort of storyline is Matt Hardy, as Damascus, has interacted with Hangman Page. They have met for the first time, really, and Damascus believes that Hangman is Benjamin Franklin reincarnate, or in the vessel of the man who hangs, as he put it. So we'll see if that plays into anything. So just to let you know, Damascus thinks that Hangman Page, aka the man that hangs, is Ben Franklin. Also, we have New Japan has filed a trademark for Wrestle Dynasty, which was the name of the show that was going to take place at Madison Square Garden this August, but of course has been canceled and is probably going to be pushed to next year. But they have filed for the trademark, so this might be an indication that they're looking to run this particular show under this name on maybe an annual basis. So that could be interesting if they are going to be doing a super show in the United States, whether at Madison Square Garden or elsewhere, but doing a super show at least once a year in the US with a stacked card is probably going to be the way to go, instead of running kind of the house show-like atmosphere or really non-named events. As far as New Japan goes, really they have Road to X, and X is always the big event. And as far as US audiences go, I don't know how long New Japan can go just doing the Road to or the house show type of circuit in the US before they kind of wear out their audience and kind of condition them to believe, hey, we're not going to get anything huge over in the US. We're not going to see a Okada title match or something like that. That might turn them off in the future. Also, will we be seeing Pentagon or any other foreign star in AEW anytime soon? It looks like the answer could be yes. I did not know this. I was just alerted of this a few hours ago, that actually on May 24th, the United States has cleared the way for athletes to come into the US as everybody else is kind of restricted from coming into the US. So athletes have been cleared. So of course that NHL, so many of their players live outside of the US. I think it was somewhere around 75%. Baseball is somewhere around 25%. So you can't play without your players to be able to come into the US if they're even going to attempt to do closed stadiums or anything like that. So athletes are going to be allowed in, so that at least moves up the time frame from, I think it was mid-July, when Canadian and Mexican wrestlers are going to be able to come into the US. It looks like that has been cleared up, so now they will not be stuck there. So that means we might be seeing PAC, the Dark Order of Uno and Stu Grayson, as they have been stuck in Canada. Pentagon has been stuck in Mexico. And as I said, and we have And Helico, he's been stuck in South Africa, so hopefully all these people can come back in and we will see them soon. As far as this week, Dark and Dynamite have very stacked cards. Definitely, there are 2 matches I'm going to be checking out on Dark tonight. One of them is Butcher and the Blade versus a pair of jobbers. I don't know their names, but I have seen 2 separate graphics for this match. One has been in a video of just the sliding match cards on AEW's Twitter that did not include the bunny, and then I saw one on somebody else's Twitter that did. So what is the story here? We still have no idea where the bunny comes into play on this. Is she with Butcher and Blade still, or is she not? These 2 title cards cause a bit of conflict here, as well as some new posts on Twitter from QT Marshall and the bunny taking pictures backstage together. So where's this going to go? The other match that I'll be looking at is going to be the Natural Nightmares versus the team of Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon, along with Leva Bates and Brandy Rhodes in their respective corners. This is going to be interesting as Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon have had a long-going feud, at least on Being the Elite, as far as who sucks more, because both of them have 0 wins, and they're both trying to get there first. So this has been a brewing rivalry, if you will, and I'm sure we're going to see this come to a head at some point as the 2 face off against each other, but I assume is it going to end up being a draw or no contest or a double countout, something like that, to extend this storyline, as it has been pretty funny over on Being the Elite, and it's really only playing out over on Dark at the moment. As far as Dynamite coming up tomorrow, we have a pretty stacked card. We have the title matches of Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc for the tag titles. We have Cody versus Jungle Boy for the AEW TNT Championship. And then a few other, we have Chris Jericho versus Colt Cabana, and Big Swole will be facing off against Nyla Rose. And then the big segment that I think we should get at least the best idea of what's going on out of is FTR will be having a sit-down interview with Tony Schiavone. Hopefully we get some good development out of that and we understand their motivations and get to know these characters for those of us who have not been watching WWE for the past 2, 3, 4 years, as they are a very excellent tag team, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring to the table outside of just their wrestling prowess. So that's the news for today. Thanks for joining me. My name is Eric. Be sure to check this out as a podcast, and thanks for tuning in to the Newswire on That's Wrestling. See you later, guys.